This is a really fun segment, by the way, brought to you by Republic National Distributing Company. We're so pleased to be joined by Diego Loret del Mola, the owner and founder of something called Barsol. Barsol is a Pisco, and
Pisco.
if you know anything about Pisco and you love a good one, this may be the best one we've tried. Yes. Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
So good to see you.
First,
Thank you.
For those who are uninitiated, explain what Pisco is.
Well, Pisco is a national spirit of Peru, and it's very close to our heart because everything started in the region of Pisco, and it's a distillate made from wine, which has been fermented from grapes. And these grapes are from origin, so these grapes grow in certain regions. We have a DO down in Peru, and we can only make produce the grapes, produce the Pisco, and actually bottle it in these 5 regions of Peru.
There are a lot of laws in Peru that oversee how Pisco can and cannot be made.
Yes, definitely. We have regulations that have us make the Pisco in a certain manner, in a very unique way compared to other distillates around the world.
Right. Now you've brought a bunch of the Barsol Pisco with you, and there are different varietals for each bottle, is that correct?
Yes. The differentiation amongst different Piscos in every brand depends on the grapes. We can only make Pisco out of 8 grapes. 4 classified as the non-aromatic grapes, yet they do have certain subtle aromas. And then we have 4 grapes that are the aromatic grapes. And it all goes back to history. The Spaniards came originally to conquer, the Newfoundland, and they brought their wine for sacramental purposes. They produced so much wine, and it was fortified in those days, that the King of Spain said, "Don't bring it here, you gotta consume it down there." So they had no choice but to start distilling. And what they found is that the aguardiente in those days, made in the region of Pisco, became creme de la creme along the sailors, in the Pacific coast.
So if I'm a consumer now these days, Pisco's become very popular, and you hear Pisco sour, is that generally the way it's always consumed or not?
Well, the Pisco sour is the flagship cocktail of Peru. It was invented by an American bar owner, Victor Morris, on April 1st of 1916. And it coincided that 4 years later there was prohibition in America, so all the expats went abroad to really imbibe their favorite cocktails, Havana, Europe, and Peru became one of those centers. And he developed a great cocktail menu for these visitors that were very prominent and celebrities, and gave the Pisco Sour its birth.
Well, look, this is terrific. How did you get involved in this business? I mean, this is not something that you normally see. We interviewed one person in the last 6.5 years here on the show who was a vineyard owner, and he was making Pisco. And he was walking through the vineyard, and I was on the phone with him, and he was explaining the process of a Pisco and a Pisco Sour. So how do you, as a consumer these days, decide which Barsol you might want of the different varieties?
Right.
Well, the most popular grape that is exported and produced in Peru is called a grape called Quebranta. And Quebranta means to break. It broke away from the original standard, and actually the clusters are so large that sometimes they break on their own, when they're ripe. 90% of the Piscos that we produce are made from that. And that grape descends from the Palomino grape that makes sherry. But this was the Palomino Black that was used for missionary wine.
Right.
So when it settled in Peru, it actually loved the terroir and loved the weather, and it became the #1 produced grape.
All right, now David, our favorite mixologist in the whole world.
Mad mixologist.
Yeah, with Republic National. Yeah, we're going to get him in the shop before too long because he made these 3 sours that sit before us.
Okay.
And I don't know that I've had a Pisco Sour in a long time. Tell us what we're going to try, and tell us why this is such a special drink.
Well, this drink, developed in 1916, became the #1 cocktail in the early 30s. After the founder of this drink, died, it became super popular
It
in
always
Lima.
happens that way, doesn't it?
It always happens that way. And there was this president who actually was a nice, good imbiber, traveled around the world like Manhattans and like other cocktails, and he found this cocktail to be surreal, and it became the cocktail of all the official events in Peru. And since then, we've been drinking it, since, I don't know, I think I was drinking Pisco Sour since I was very little. And the recipe is very simple.
Right, okay, what is it?
You remember that in the old days, 411 information, 911 emergency. Right. This is called the 311 cocktail.
All right.
3 parts Pisco, 1 part simple syrup, 1 part fresh lime juice. Blend it all with a little bit of an egg white, which is a classic ingredient for all the old fizzes and flips and silvers. And actually, it was the classic for the sours.
All right, Brenda, go ahead and give it a shot.
Which one should we try first?
They're all the same, or they're all different, David?
All the same.
All the same.
I think that you should go for it.
There you go. Yeah.
No straws today.
No straws today, Brenda. Well, cheers. Here's
Cheers.
to Barsol Pisco. And congratulations on a wonderful brand, and good luck. I want to find.
Cheers.
Well, let's try first. See, that's a wonderful drink.
That's a good drink.
Well balanced.
It's
And
well
not
balanced.
what I expected in my mouth.
You find
No.
the Pisco, and then it comes that really nice sourness to it with a
I
little bit of
expected
that.
it to be harsh, and it's not.
It's not. No, you get a real creaminess to it.
Yeah.
And then at the back end, right at the end, you get a little bit of the sour down the side.
yeah.
This is marvelous. A marvelous cocktail.
I tell you that there's different grapes, and I tell you that they're the non-aromatic, more subtle, and the aromatic. Before I let you try a little bit of that, I like you to taste missionary style wine that I made
straight
in honor of
Pisco.
these people.
Oh, okay.
In the same way as they made it in the 1500s. Remember, there was not enough technology to preserve dry wines in the 1500s. So the way they preserved them was leaving a little bit of sugar, natural from the grape, and they fortified it in those days with brandy. And this is what I did. I grabbed the juice of the quebranta, which is a dark grape,
Right.
and I added to the juice of 2 other grapes. One called Italia, because we brought it to Peru.
See.
Italian. Moscat.
His
Moscat.
people.
Yeah.
That's right.
And a Torontel, which is a derivative of a Moscato Bianco.
So you're also fortifying this too.
I fortified it with Pisco, right with the fresh juice.
And they're stored in barrels or no?
They're stored in inert vats. So when I say inert, is that by law, making Pisco in Peru, you cannot store the white spirit on anything that will alter its flavor.
Now this is going to be fascinating to try. Let's try this. And what are you calling this now?
This
the
is
Barsol what?
Perfecto Amor.
Oh,
Perfect love.
you gotta love that.
I have no idea where the name comes from, but it is known that the side effects always result
We
in
won't forget.
happiness.
We will not forget that name now.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh. Again, very different from
Very
what I
different.
expected.
Right, and it just reminds me kind of
Like a-
Marsala-like in a sense, does it not?
It's Madeira-like.
Madeira-like.
Madeira.
I'm sorry,
Madeira.
Madeira.
It's more Madeira and
Right.
sherryish.
Hey, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Barsol
Thank you.
is the name of it. And Diego, thank you so much. Good luck with this. I think
Thank
you've got a
you.
home run.
We'll see you in Peru someday.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
We'd love to do
Don't
that.
invite me to
Thank
Peru.
you so
'cause
much
I'm going.
for coming.
I'm going to drink Pisco Sours.
Yeah.
We'll go
We're
back
gonna
to the
go
board.
visit Barsol.
We'll visit
that's where the
Barsol
party's
too.
at.
They can't hear David. It's all right. We'll be back right after this on HCA East Florida's Eat District Bank.
Go.
Cheers.